Every evening, as the city lights flickered on and office workers poured into the streets, one man stayed behind. Clad in a faded blue uniform, a mop in hand, he quietly moved through the marble halls of a towering financial firm. To the world, he was invisible, a janitor, a nobody. But beneath that quiet presence was a storm of ambition. You see, while others worked for salaries, he worked for knowledge. While they talked over coffee about luxury cars, he memorized stock prices whispered behind glass walls. No one knew that this man was not just cleaning floors, he was cleaning up in the markets. A silent observer, a student of wealth, he was playing a game they couldn't see. His journey didn't begin in glass towers or boardrooms. It began in a crumbling neighborhood where dreams were as scarce as money. Born to a factory worker and a maid, his childhood was filled with the sounds of struggle, the clinking of coins carefully counted, the creaking of second-hand shoes. But in the chaos, he found clarity. A tattered finance book from a flea market became his treasure. At the age of 10, he read about compound interest, stocks, and investments while other kids played soccer in the alleyways. One day, he told himself, I won't just survive, I'll thrive. Time passed, and the boy became a man. Life didn't offer shortcuts. With no money for college and no powerful connections, he took the only job he could find, night janitor at one of the city's largest financial firms. But his ambition didn't fade with the mop water. During the day, he devoured free online courses on finance and trading. At night, while cleaning executive offices, he scanned discarded meeting notes, sticky notes with stock tips, and graphs left on whiteboards. By dawn, while the city awoke, he studied price charts, watched market news, and read biographies of Warren Buffett and Ray Dalio. He wasn't waiting for luck. He was preparing for opportunity. And one night, opportunity knocked. As he mopped near a high-level meeting room, he overheard a conversation that would change everything. Two executives discussed an undervalued tech stock about to announce a breakthrough. Most would ignore it. But he listened, memorized the ticker, and rushed home to research. Everything he'd saved, $3,000, was on the line. It wasn't much, but to him, it was everything. With steady hands and a racing heart, he made the investment. Friends called him crazy. He smiled. He wasn't guessing. He was betting on years of preparation. This is it, he whispered. My first real move. Weeks passed. Then, like a rocket, the stock surged. His $3,000 multiplied overnight. $10, $000, $30, $000, $150,000. Most would celebrate, maybe quit the job, buy a car. Not him. He reinvested. He learned the power of compounding. Real estate, ETFs, tech startups, and even Bitcoin in its early days. He saw opportunities where others saw risk. While his co-workers gambled in casinos or chased promotions, he built a portfolio in silence. Year after year, his net worth grew. From 5 figures to 6, then 7. Still, he mopped the floors, blending into the background. No one suspected the janitor had become a millionaire. A decade later, he made his boldest move yet. A small tech firm was collapsing under poor leadership. While others fled, he saw potential. Using his millions, he began buying shares, quietly, strategically, until he owned over 51%. And then, the moment arrived. He walked into the same building where he once pushed a mop, but now, in a tailored black suit. The CEO barely recognized him. Who let the janitor in? One executive laughed. He smiled, opened a folder, and placed it on the boardroom table. I'm not here to clean, he said. I'm here to lead. I now own the company. Silence. Respect. The janitor had become the boss. The story exploded. News channels ran headlines. Janitor becomes billionaire overnight. Social media lit up with memes, interviews, and debates. Some called him lucky. Others called him a genius. But he said little. I never worked for attention, he told a reporter. I worked for freedom. Wealth isn't about flaunting money, it's about creating options. His story inspired millions. People realized that success wasn't about where you started, but how far you were willing to go, how deeply you were willing to learn, and how patiently you were willing to wait. One evening, he stood on the rooftop of his own company's headquarters, watching the city below. In his hand, an old mop handle, his reminder of where it began. In his other hand, a tablet showing his billion-dollar portfolio. He didn't feel rich. He felt fulfilled. "I'm not a millionaire," he said quietly. "I'm a billionaire. And I built it with knowledge, patience, and a broom." His journey was proof. You don't need status to win. You need vision, discipline, and the courage to rise silently, until you can no longer be ignored.